This is Dabu7, and we have a situation in Texas where the federal government is stepping up to all of a sudden start funding the Texas National Guard. And it's kind of odd because they just left Texas with nothing, apparently, how they're putting it, for all these years. They're saying that when Obama came in, obviously, he took down all these different things they had set up on the border, took down the infrastructure, took away money from it. He ordered catch and release of all these people. He had agents quitting en masse, the purge of all the military brass, this huge shift. And apparently Texas, to secure their border and state, had to start making moves with their National Guard and everything else, since the agents were not doing it. They say that this cost them $12 million a month. Well, now, after all this time of leaving a huge gap there, and the governor saying that it's the responsibility of the federal government to secure the border, Texas has this Operation Secure Texas, and it's involving their National Guard troops. So Texas has been paying for this. And now all of a sudden they're saying the feds are stepping in and they're going to start paying for this. Some people at first glance, and I'm sure this is how they've put this together to be, packaged it, they're going to look and they're going to say, oh, the feds were supposed to be paying for this. They weren't. Well, now they are. Well, good. They should have been. And then they'll be like, what's wrong with that? Well, you've got to see past the surface stuff. Well, you got to see the bigger picture, and you got to read the fine print. Because what I see is this. They go on the state that the guardsmen currently supporting this operation will transfer from state to federal orders in late July. So I want you to see, and you got to remember that National Guard units across the country had to hold their ground against Obama as he was trying to take some of their best high-grade equipment from different bases, if you guys remember. Many of them highly upset, saying, we're not doing it. You're trying to give us the crappier aircraft and helicopters and all this stuff and take all the best from us, and our job is to defend here. And it was, he had the purge to the military brass and everything else. So you've seen what they were trying to do there. Other states funding their National Guard units that are not on the border do have a different situation because they're not having to deal with the border. Now, they state the feds are taking control of this National Guard unit, is my point. And you get what you pay for. If you don't want to pay per state and the people don't want to pay for what has to be done in terms of troops and you want to hand that over to the feds, well, then that's what you just did. And they're wanting to think all this. They paint this whole different picture. But when you can see the reality of it, in the end, this isn't going to be a state that has any control of these troops. It will be the feds controlling them. Now, how's that going to work out when they've had control of the agents and the border this whole time, and you see how that's gone? Something just doesn't sit right here with me with this whole thing. And once again, other people are going to look at this story and say, oh, well, they were supposed to be paying for it. If they're doing so, then that's a good thing. And you're not understanding that you just allowed, not only with the paying for it to shift, you just allowed the control of this whole National Guard unit to be shifted to federal orders. That is my point. From state to federal. I'll leave a link. It's been Dabu7.